The Parliamentary Select Committee on Mines and Energy has charged government to expedite the reconstruction of the Appiatse community. The committee fears the affected residents will have to deal with the effects of the incessant rainfall in the Appiatse Valley area should they continue to be in the tents when the rains set in.
The Parliamentary Committee on Mines and Energy visited Appiatse to commiserate with the affected victims. The visit was also to offer the members of the committee the opportunity to learn at first-hand efforts made so far in terms of the extension of reliefs to the affected residents and the reconstruction of the community. While applauding government for the efforts so far, the committee wants the timetable on the reconstruction, which starts from May 1, to be brought back. Ranking member on the committee, Abdullah Junapo, said the committee has learned that the area records rainfall every day and therefore will be instructive that government considers that in its planning to avert any disaster again.
We would want to call on government to expedite action towards a reconstruction of the affected community. The rains have already started. This area experiences very heavy rainfall patterns, and so it's only proper and fair that government prioritizes the reconstruction of the community so that members of the community can be resettled. Affected people can move and then begin to live a normal life.
Vice Chair of the committee, Maurice Elvis Donko, charged the Reconstruction Committee to be transparent in the utilization of the funds and items received so far.
We will engage the minister on how much, as the ranking said, what has been received so far, what has been used so far, and also the timelines for work, which is very, very important, very, very necessary. So timelines for the works that they're actually doing on site, we have to also interrogate that to actually push the project forward.
The Municipal Chief Executive for Appiatse Valley, Dr. Isaac Samani, briefed the committee on work done so far and current efforts to relocate some of the victims into permanent structures provided for by mining company Future Global Resources.
Let's now go to Boku, where one person has died and several others have been rendered homeless after a rainstorm ripped through the community. The rainstorm in some parts of the Boku West District of the Upper East region began around 5 p.m. Thursday, April 7.
The rainstorm ripped off roofs of residential facilities, churches, schools, shops and electricity, high-tension cables, among others. Some of the affected facilities are the Atarikom and Tele primary schools, where the entire roof have been taken away in the storm. The Church of God Ghana at Sapolugu was holding a funeral rites before the disaster struck. The entire church was ripped off, leading to the death of one attendee.
We saw that something knocked at the chest here, but when the girl was lying, the head tied the zinc, but the zinc didn't. The zinc was not on top of the girl, but all what we saw is the chest here. We saw blood, and then
it's unfortunate that the small girl lost her life. We are so sad about the life of this young lady. Now we are actually trusting God to help us put this church together.
Some of those affected are now putting up under trees since their entire house were destroyed. They are appealing for immediate intervention.
Yesterday we got the beginning of the storm. We know the storm is yet to come more. So we are pleading that things are put in place in order to mitigate the power of the storm.
Meanwhile, the Boku West NADMO director, Daniel Anania Atampuba, has tasked all zonal directors to take inventory of the damaged properties for the necessary action. Daniel Anania Atampuba has, however, urged the people in the district to take interest in trees planting to serve as windbreaks to reduce the intensity of such disasters in the future. In a related development, 20 primary JHS and Kusanaba Senior High Schools, which suffered similar disaster last year, are yet to attract any attention.